think we have to recognize that the pressures on the media will continue to grow. This is not a process that is going to get reversed. It will get worse, as we've been seeing for the last few years. And we have to consider what our response will be. So, without my spending time on elaborating the challenges that we face, I want to focus in my brief comments on what I think we could try and do. Whether it's possible or not, we have to see. But I just want to offer some suggestions. Number one is my view that while it is good that we can hold meetings like this, and that we issue statements, and media organizations are getting together to speak with one voice, that to me is no longer enough, because that is not going to make anyone stop. So we have to consider what else we can do. A primary problem that I see is that the media itself is not together on the issue. We have, number one, we have different kinds of media and their dynamics are totally different. Social media has one dynamic, news television has another dynamic. Even newspapers and magazines actually have slightly different dynamics. So, if you are in a race to the bottom to capture eyeballs, then there is a certain pressure that is there, which is different from a newspaper, which is primarily pre-sold. It's delivered at the doorstep. So you don't have to worry every minute or every day what you're offering to your reader or customer. So, and in the social media, of course, in the search for virality, it gets even worse. So the dynamics of these different media are very different. And also political inclinations and leanings are different. But I want to suggest that while all that may be the case, all of these different forms of media and people with different political persuasions, it should not be difficult for all of them to at least agree on the basics of press freedom. And in a way beyond press freedom, individual journalist freedom. So to some degree, it seems to me that we need a conversation among ourselves, so that whatever different persuasions we come from and whatever pressures there are from the market on our operations, we should be able to agree on some basic positions with regard to press or media freedom and to the safety of individual journalists. So if we can get if organizers today can reach out to other organizations across the country and get onto a common platform so that we are speaking, whatever our differences may be, we are speaking with one voice on this issue. I think that would lend some more weight to anything that we say. I think the second, my second suggestion would be that it is now clearly time for us to organize a legal aid fund to help individual journalists to fight the different cases that they have. Many of them have limited resources. We've seen that in some cases even their organizations don't support them. So they're left to just deal with their own personal resources, and their families are sometimes in great difficulty. So if, once again, different media organizations can come together and think of either member contributions or crowdfunding initiatives to create a legal aid fund that can be administered with some transparent rules, I think that is now very badly needed. So I would think that this is the second thing that we should consider. The third really is related, which is to try and set up a panel of lawyers in, again, different cities who are willing to battle pro bono to help journalists deal with the cases that are filed against them. We've had lawyers in Delhi help us with the battles, for instance, on the sedition case. We've had them fight with us on the failed attempt to stop defamation from bringing a criminal offense. But the battle goes beyond Delhi, and I think we now need to try and reach out to the legal profession on a much wider platform to help us get a list of people whom we can turn to for help when needed. So I think these three specific steps I would suggest as what we should now consider, going beyond issuing statements and holding meetings or rallies or even public protestations. And if we can do that, then we would be moving a step closer to fighting an escalating problem in the manner that it should be fought. It is not enough to stay in our comfort zones. We have to step outside our comfort zones and do what is required to deal with the situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ninan Saab. Thank you.